I wanted to talk to you about when SPFs actually go wrong. Everyone's really good nowadays about wearing SPF, and I've done previous tutorials about how to use your SPF, but then a lot of people will then come to me and actually say, Alison, I still burnt, the SPF didn't work. Well, there are provisos of when SPFs don't work. So firstly, SPF is 20, 30, 50, and it's only to do with the protective element of the UVB rays. So you do need to make sure that you've got just as high a UVA ray in there, and that does mean reading the small print. Secondly, you've then got either the repeat application ones or the once a day application ones. Both can go wrong, but both can also work really well together, which I'll explain in a moment. Now, when does SPF go wrong? SPF doesn't work with things like hairspray, with fragrance, or with deodorants or antiperspirants. They all contain alcohol, and that can actually cause pigmentation or skin burning because it stops the SPF adhering on the skin, or the ingredients in those products individually are actually sun sensitive. So when you're putting SPF on, it always needs to go on clean, dry skin. So once a day need to go on a morning, 15 to 20 minutes before you sunbathe, but they won't work if you've just had a hot shower because you are still perspiring for 30 minutes after a shower. So they won't grab and set in the skin. The other time that they won't work is if it's very humid, or maybe camping holidays and you can't get out into a cool area and you've had a sticky hot night. Your skin's constantly sweating. So once a day will not adhere to the skin. That's when you need the repeat applications and to keep putting those on to get your protection. Now, my favourite way of actually doing protection is also to safeguard against wind burn and wind damage and drying out of the skin, which often can be tricked into thinking you're okay till you come home from a cycle ride or a camping holiday or a beach, out on the beach all day with the kids, in that everyone's skin is red and hurting and dry and sore. And that's actually wind burn. And that does give then a predominance to sunburn and to sun sensitivity. What happens there is that once a day sun creams don't have the long-term moisturising factors of a repeat application that's going on every 20 or 40 minutes. So then my great tip is to do a once a day to get that almost security of the high 30 or 50, which I'd like you to use. But then to top up through the day on any dry areas, especially if you can't take shade breaks, with your repeat application SPFs. Therefore, you know that they don't have a fragrance or a sun sensitivity ingredient in them. They do have moisturising factors in them, and you are topping up on sensitive areas with an SPF factor too. And that way you can actually safeguard no matter what you're doing through the day and still get that great sun protection factor that makes it easy to be enjoying outside.